Welcome back, everybody. This is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. No glasses today.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really. I'm getting on my grandma spectacles today.
This is true. You do.
Yeah, I do.
We
But yeah,
switched.
we did. Sometimes, you've got to give your eyes a rest
I suppose so.
from the contact lenses. So that's what I'm doing, giving myself a little rest.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm fixing my camera.
I'm about to say, you good over there?
I'm good.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Uh, J. Cole is doing more stuff.
Yep.
And this time it centers 2014 Forest Hill Drive. And J. Cole is releasing vinyl, special edition vinyl with bonus tracks. And there's only 2014 of them, or 2014 of them.
It's clever.
It's cute.
Mhm.
And
Not for the 2015 person, but
right, exactly.
for everyone else, sure.
Right. Um and he's also announced a one night only concert at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Yes, he did. 10th anniversary of Forest Hills Drive, for one night only at the Garden, December 16th.
Mm-hmm.
You going? That's
Only
your
if
guy.
somebody gets me there.
I know that's your guy.
Oh, I'd love to see J. Cole live at Madison Square Garden, but unfortunately, tickets went on sale 2 days after rent was due,
Oh, listen, preaching to the choir.
and it's
Um,
December, so there's all type of Christmas gifts and other things people gotta buy.
exactly.
That what does everybody like to say on the internet? This wasn't on my bingo card.
Right. No. This is definitely a
I
thing.
I ain't got $1 million just laying around for the J. Cole tickets, and I'm being exaggerative, but I can only imagine what the tickets cost. I mean, I'm gonna guess $1,000 is the nosebleeds.
Yeah. And for one night, I mean, you
Yeah,
got to drive the price up.
right.
Definitely, that's smart business. Um, so I think this is cool because, and I said sort of this recently when we spoke about J. Cole and his audio series that he dropped that like no one has any time to talk about right now because of all of
Well, we
the
didn't listen to it. Let's
um,
be honest.
we talked about it, and I know
Mhm.
you and I both heard like snippets of the first episode, but it is, and I said this before, it is something I want to dive into. It just hasn't really been on my radar. Um, but also, I feel like J. Cole kind of has been falling under the radar a little bit. I mean, that was kind of by design. That wasn't, um,
What you mean?
well, because he did go away for a little while. He did his apology, and he wasn't like, he was kind of like around, but like not really.
Yep.
So that's what I mean when I say like he. I think that was intentional. I don't think that was just that we forgot about him. But
Oh no. Yeah, I agree with that.
I do. I think now he's making his presence known, and I think this is really cool. Like the one night only show is just exciting because I mean that's great marketing as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, who doesn't? I have never seen J Cole live. I know you've seen J Cole live, and no, I know you've seen it more than once. I'm just saying, like I want to. like real bad, real bad.
Hmm.
That what was that? What was the thing he did? Rolling Loud? Was it Rolling Loud that he did in the rain?
Yes.
I have to see him live one day. Simply because of that. I just felt like, man, I need to be in the building when he's doing what he does. I need to see it. I need to feel it. And I've never experienced that. And just experiencing him on Rolling Loud on the TV, like I could watch that set he did over and over again.
Yeah. The
So
rain was like free special effects.
right, exactly. And he was into it too. He was
Yep.
totally into it. And that, like, ever since I saw that, I've been like, this is someone I want to see live. This is someone I have to see live. So
Right.
maybe not this go round because it's in 2 weeks.
But it ain't even a go round. It's just a go.
Right.
It's just a go.
Right. Because I feel like if he was touring and maybe if like New York was closed, but like let's say another city that's not that far away was coming up, I would probably try to figure out how to go see him. But
Right.
one night is a tall order.
Yes, it is.
And like you said, December is one of those months where, hello,
Yeah.
what's going on? But yeah, I think this is really exciting and good for him. And I also want to say that given all of the things that have happened and all of the buzz around, those other two rappers, I think that it's cool that he is going against, is doing his own thing. I think that also the way people were talking about how it speaks to his maturity, the fact that he apologized and he went away and he took himself out of the game. I feel like this too is just he's like I'm over here and I'm doing what I want to do. And
Right.
I like that.
Well, that's kind of been the story of J. Cole. I mean, especially since Forest Hill Drive, 2014 Forest Hill Drive, Cole has kind of done his own thing, and that's kind of what made him, I'll say, stand out,
Yeah.
right? Where he was not necessarily playing the mainstream rapper games.
Right.
And so, yeah, of course, he toured and put out albums and stuff like that. But if you know Cole and his trajectory, you know that kind of what made Cole stand out from some other people is the way that he moves, right? And so, especially 2014 Forest Hill Drive was kind of the beginning of that for a lot of people to see, oh, this guy kind of pivoted to this other lane where he doesn't necessarily care about certain things and he's not going to do certain things. I remember Angie asked him that in their first interview, or yeah, I think it was their first interview after he did Letterman or something like that, one of the late night shows. He had an album coming out and he didn't perform any songs from the album. He did like some total other deep song.
Yeah.
Which is called Be Free. And it was like emotional and had people, Angie said she cried when she watched it. It's like, that's not what people do on Letterman or whatever the late night show is.
Yeah.
Like they go up there and perform a hit record, or the single they're currently pushing.
Right.
So I think for a long time, that's kind of what made him stand out. A lot of people say that same thing about Kendrick. And I think that part is kind of true, which is, I think, why they gelled a lot in the early days. Because it's kind of like, I'm not going to do what the mainstream rappers do, right? I'm not going to do what the guy who's trying to be in the same conversations as Jay-Z and Biggie is going to do.
Right.
Which ironically kind of put him in those conversations. Yeah. And so I think that's one of the things that Kendrick and Cole have in common. There are other things, and let me be clear, I'm not saying that that's the only thing that made people notice J. Cole. Yes, we speak about him all the time up here, but in case somebody is just stumbling upon us, welcome, first of all. And second of all, J. Cole, we know, is an outstanding songwriter, outstanding lyricist. He's phenomenal. And yeah, that talent obviously is what made people like him. But I'm just saying what made him stand out from the pack in a sense, besides those things, was that he kind of did this other thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm not really looking to do the things that everybody else is looking to do.
Well, good for him. You know, um, I watched the clips.
Right, exactly.
I can't wait to see what you all record when you go to the concert on December
And listen, if
16th.
anybody got 2 extra tickets,
We're here and we would love to go.
I'm not gonna sell ass for the tickets. But
You won't?
no, I'm not selling ass for the tickets. I saw J. Cole twice. Each time would cost me $1. I went to both of the Dollar and a Dream tours in New York City. But
Just to be clear, I'm not selling ass either.
I was just about to say, but if you want to sell ass, go get us those tickets, girl.
No.
Why are you potting today? You should be out there making it happen.
I should be out there, just kind of giving them a little shoulder or something.
Something. You better put a leg out. You know what I'm saying? But no, we will accept tickets if there's anybody who's, got tickets or wants to sponsor our J. Cole visit.
Please do. We are
Our J. Cole ticket, not visit. That's a whole nother thing. I'm sure the meet and greet costs way too much.
I will make myself available on December 16th.
Right, exactly. Gladly call out of work if necessary.
Listen, okay. But anyway,
Like, boss, I'm not going to be able to make it.
I got cold.
Exactly. Right.
COLE.
Right. Cold world, as Cole used to say in his early days.
Right.
Cold world, I'm not going to be able to make it. Cold world.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, Jonathan's really sick. He said he can't even pronounce the word cold properly. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of being really sick, as J. Cole has all of this going on, Kendrick and SZA announce a tour. Now, I just want to say something before we move forward here.
Yeah.
I don't want to start no shit, but I just want to know, does anyone else see what's going on here? J. Cole had a rollout for his audio series and the mixtapes going on streaming. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of that, Kendrick drops a surprise album.
Yep.
And then J. Cole announces the vinyl and the one night only concert. And the same day that the tickets go on sale, yep, non-pre-sale tickets go on sale for J. Cole's one night only, Kendrick's tour is doing the pre-sale tickets that same day.
I noticed.
I just wanted to know if anyone else out there is noticing these things. Because I know for a long time there was a Nas and Jay-Z thing where Jay-Z would try to step on Nas releases.
It's coming across very passive aggressive. It's like it's like you don't want to call him out publicly, like you don't want to say, I'm not fucking with you right now, or I'm mad at you, or whatever.
Oh, I disagree with that. I think he did say that. I think he said that on track 1 of GNX.
Sure, but my point, I guess, that I'm trying to make is, and forget that. If he said it, he said it. But these moves are passive aggressive, whether he said it somewhere else or not. It's just kind of like, I don't believe for a second that it is a mere coincidence.
Me either.
I just don't. And I think that's why also I gave a lot of props to J. Cole, because I feel like he's definitely being sidelined, or there is an attempt being made to sideline him. I don't think that he can be completely sidelined, because he is that talented and has that big of a following, but
Right.
I don't think it's a mistake either. I don't think it's a coincidence.
No, I don't think so either. But Kendrick and SZA have announced the Grand National Tour. The North American Stadium Tour begins in April and stretches into June. And that's according to Pitchfork. It says Live Nation, PG Lang, and Top Dog Entertainment are presenting the Grand National Tour. Tickets go on sale Friday, December 6th at 10 a.m. local time. But there's an exclusive pre-sale, which is what we were just saying, for Cash App card users. Ooh, that's me. On Wednesday, December 4th at 10 a.m. local time. Yes, we know. We know that they've collaborated, and yes, we know GNX debuted at #1 on the billboards. We didn't speak about that up here yet.
Yeah. I mean, I just, some of these things, it's like, isn't it implied? So,
Some of these things, what?
isn't it implied?
Oh,
But
I guess.
yeah. How you feel about this?
I think it's dope for Kendrick and SZA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we knew a tour was coming.
Yeah.
It was said that Kendrick. We reported even up here that Kendrick was going to be on tour after the Super Bowl. I just didn't think the announcement was coming so soon.
Yeah.
But got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
And the iron is hot.
Oh, the iron is piping hot.
Yeah. So keep striking. I think it's a smart move. We know his momentum for the rest of the year is going to be strong and probably after the Super Bowl too. So I think this is a smart move. I think you got to keep riding the wave.
Of course. But I do want
Sorry, but my allergies are like weird today.
Oh, no.
I don't mean to be Mr. No, I just feel bad. I keep sniffling up here.
So this is all exciting and this is great, and if I can make it there, I will. But I do want to talk about the rollout of it all, and not necessarily on the Kendrick side, but on the SZA side. Because
On the SZA side?
Yes, because low
Okay.
key, SZA been rolling this out.
Yeah.
For months. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, sure, Kendrick has been on a run, and we know what's going on with Kendrick, and yada 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 yada. I feel like that was written. We always knew. We know that he's on a trajectory right now to do certain things. People were waiting for an album to come out. Like all of this, they were waiting for a tour announcement. But the person who was really low was SZA, but not really, because when you think about it, there have been some very specific things that have happened in the last couple of months, last few days, where SZA was setting this up, and I didn't know. I had no idea. I don't know if anyone else did, but I think SZA's rollout is dope.
Yeah.
Forget about Kendrick.
Okay.
And I don't literally mean forget about Kendrick. I just think it's fascinating because when you think back to the Harper's Bazaar interview, her interview with Kendrick, to she has her movie that's coming
January 24th.
January that got announced. She in the last few days came out and publicly said, well, she did Kai Cenat about a week or two ago.
Yep.
At which time I believe that was when she revealed she will have an album coming out soon at the top of the year. And there's one other thing that I think she obviously is on Kendrick's album that just got released.
Right.
But like low key, SZA was setting us up and I didn't even I had no idea. I didn't even peep the rollout. I just thought SZA was just having a great 2024. I wasn't even thinking we're about to get her on tour with Kendrick.
Right. No, you're right.
So I think that's dope for her.
Oh, listen, SZA is the winner for real.
I think this is amazing.
Because SZA was on Rich Baby Daddy, and that was doing well. And she quietly just was like, all right, let me just dip into the shadows
He's actually my friend.
because Team TDE over here.
But you know when you hanging out with somebody, but like your friends, they okay. They not like that's your group over there, but you started hanging out with that person and then something happens and now that person is the ops. Stop it.
That was your fault. That one was your fault. That wasn't Apple's fault. That was you.
Now that person is the ops. And you're like, man, I mean, I like him. He's cool, but those are my friends.
We're going over there.
Those are my friends because loyalty. So,
Yeah.
this was nice hanging with you, but that's my friend.
Yeah.
He's my friend, and I'm just gonna go back over there to my friends. So
Yeah.
she sure did, and you know what? I don't blame her because at the end of the day, listen, it's the people who you are loyal to, and they are loyal to you, where you guys will always win.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at it at all.
Neither am I.
At all. I think this is like SZA didn't need help, just to be clear, but I think
No.
this is incredible. I was just like SZA too. Like we knew the Kendrick tour was going to be announced, but
Right. Yeah. No, we didn't expect SZA to be up there with him. This is a great bonus.
I love this. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for her. I'm excited for both of them. I think this is gonna be great. I also think it gives them, the two of them, an opportunity to lock in audiences that maybe they didn't cross.
Cross pollination.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now let me just say something real quick before we move on to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
If by some chance Doshi gets added to this tour, I don't care what I gotta do. I'll be there.
That I want to see.
And so I just want to put that out into the universe.
Yeah.
Because if Doshi gets added to this tour,
So I can't wait.
I'll be there. Even if it's all the way in the tippy top of the bleachers with some binoculars, I'll be there.
She is definitely somebody on live. She's just so charismatic and she's so animated and she's great on stage.
Yeah.
I would love to see her live.
Same. So that's why I said that.
Yeah.
All right. Last topic. Let's bring it home. Speaking of live, take it away.
All right. So I wanted to talk about this because my computer died, so I don't have anything to reference. But I wanted to talk about Netflix a little bit because Netflix is currently in the middle of a shift where they are giving their subscribers more live programming.
That's right.
And this honestly is something that most or all of the streaming services provide at this point. There's live content. Certain apps have sports that are always running, or some apps will have like the local channels that you tend to get free to catch those live. You can go into the Peacock app and watch certain channels that fall under NBC Universal. You can watch those live. So this is a very common thing for streaming platforms to provide live programming. Netflix specifically, I think Netflix has maybe had a challenge with this because Netflix was always this digital service before it came to live capabilities. A lot of these other companies actually had television networks that were showing live programming. So maybe the transition there was a bit easier. I don't know. It could also simply be software that software is not the right technical term, but it could be the actual uh, programs that they're using to every streaming site doesn't use the same program to have to show you um, your streaming shows and not. So the player is what I'm talking about. So Netflix is getting more involved with this. The first ever live event for Netflix was the Love Is Blind reunion 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and it failed miserably.
Right.
It did not do well. They have not done a live reunion since then.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
No, people complained that it just didn't work for them. They tried to tune in, they couldn't get it. By the time they were having, so as viewers, people were having issues, and then in the studio, as they were trying to do the live, they were having issues, and they had to
Ah,
get to the point where they had to tape it and then just upload it, which is essentially what they do with their live programming. You watch it live, and then afterwards,
it's available, right?
it's available afterwards. Um, I remember when Chris Rock did his show, his stand up, that was pretty successful. Um, they had the Jake Paul and Tyson fight that happened recently where people said they had lots of challenges with it.
Yeah.
And so the reason I wanted to bring this up is because what we haven't mentioned yet, and I'm sure a lot of people know by now, is that Beyonce is performing at one of the NFL games that's happening in later on in December,
It's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day
Texans,
in
Ravens in Houston.
Houston. And this is supposed to be a live event.
Mhm.
Beyonce is arguably the biggest star in the world. Like, what? So people are like, are we going to get to see Beyonce live, or are we going to have
Right.
to wait for the playback? Because is this going to work? Because Netflix has been having some challenges. I hope they're able to work it out. But really, we don't know because I thought they had worked out the kinks. Like when I watched the Chris Brown special, but when I watched the Chris Rock special, I was like, oh, they got it together. It was pretty seamless. But
Hmm.
I think maybe it has to do also with audience size.
Yes.
The more people that are watching it and using their player, the more. I mean, that happens with anything. If so many people go to a website at the same time, the website
Yeah,
can
it can
crash.
crash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah. So I think it is about audience size. For example, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight um is said to have had 65 million people streaming it at the same time. I don't think they anticipated that it was going to be 65 million people streaming this event.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Beyonce will very likely be double, triple in size. And so I think a couple of things. I think one, I don't think they're gonna underestimate the Beyonce of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know what Beyonce can do. I think Beyonce is enough of a household name that they know, hey, we got to get our shit together. This is not a niche TV show like Love Is Blind. This is not a boxing fight that we didn't really know what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's Beyonce. You know what's gonna happen with Beyonce. And so I don't think there's too much to worry about. I think they're going to make sure that their servers are good and everything is up to par. And I think if they don't, they're going to have some issues with the NFL, who they have this new partnership with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the NFL is going to, let them know, hey, this is what we're used to. I'm sure they've shared their data.
Yeah.
And also Netflix has done stuff already with Beyonce in the past. And so I'm sure they understand the um
Importance.
I was gonna say the level of fandom that comes with Beyonce and what those numbers could look like.
Yeah.
Um, and so I don't expect this to be the same situation where it crashes and people have trouble. If it does, Netflix is going to they're gonna have to offer some apologies and figure stuff out because that can't keep happening. So that's the
No, and not with WWE.
right. And so they have lots. That's kind of where I was going next. They have lots of partnerships in place for the coming years where they will be doing these live events on their platform, and so they have to really make sure that they're investing properly in this.
Mhm.
Now, what I will say third is, I think one thing about Netflix that people may not recognize is that Netflix has constantly innovated the game.
Mhm.
We stream because of Netflix.
Absolutely.
And this whole live TV thing, they're the pioneers of it. And no, live television is not new, but doing it on a streaming app is. And so, yeah, like you said, everyone is kind of testing it out and trying to get deals together to do it. And it's kind of ironic that streaming is turning back into live television. However,
I tried to tell y'all. I
yeah,
tried to tell y'all when y'all said TV is dead. No, it's just moving to a different place.
yeah,
That is literally all that's happening.
correct. But
Same actors, it's the same audience, it's the same everything except for the fact that you could find it on a digital platform as opposed to turning on your cable. So,
correct, right. Um, yeah, and so I think Netflix doesn't get enough props and just at how much they've innovated the game. Like we stream because of them, original content, that whole wave of like
yeah.
streaming app specific content, right? Like the Netflix shows have now turned into every platform having specific shows.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say they are the only ones who have done this, but they keep making these pivots
Mhm.
and kind of changing the game. And I think, regardless of what happens with the Beyonce stuff, I think people got to put a little more respect on Netflix name. I'm not a big Netflix fan. I don't have Netflix. I don't really bang with a lot of the stuff they do, but I do recognize what they have done in the media space
Mhm. Oh
and in the
yeah,
content space.
the whole landscape has changed because of Netflix. While I think that certain other companies may have been ahead of the game with certain things because of the way they were the way their business model was set up, they had to integrate programming
Right.
from broadcast and cable to digital. So I do think that I'm not gonna. This is about Netflix. I'm not gonna make it about any other company, but I do think that in that sense, they those companies had an edge. Um, and the ones that maybe didn't or didn't know how to move forward, like it's fine. If you think about like Disney,
Hmm.
Disney knew well enough to buy Hulu.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, um, and they've been able to integrate in a big way because they knew well enough to do that. But we
Right.
wouldn't, you're right, we wouldn't be having any of these conversations had Netflix not been what it was so many years ago
Right.
and had they not started to, like, House of Cards
Right.
was the beginning of it all. Um, that I still think about it. I mean, as much as it's gross, but I still think about it when I turn on Netflix and you hear that knock.
Right.
And I know everybody may not know that, but that knock that you hear at the beginning is Kevin Spacey knocking on his desk,
Mhm.
and that's an homage to that being their first show, their first original program. So Netflix is huge in their own right, and I mean they've made such a name for themselves in TV and film.
Right.
Um, awards, even thinking about award season, Netflix is the reason why shows on streaming sites are now included.
Yeah.
Because they didn't used to be. So it's definitely a growing industry, and they have definitely been innovative. I think they just have to work out the kinks of what they're trying to do moving forward, and I think it could be great because again, there's plenty of, you can go on, I don't know, Peacock or wherever and watch a football game live. Like
Right.
it's easy to do. Granted, it's not going to be 100 million people
Right.
watching it at one time, not for a regular game on a Sunday, but this game that's coming up on, and I don't know what days
Christmas.
I don't know what days football comes on, so I just use
Well, it's Christmas.
Arbitrary date.
Well, this Beyonce game is Christmas Day.
It's Christmas, yes. But I think they got to be ready because they are also, I'm sure, under a microscope with the NFL, with WWE.
Yeah.
These are huge partners. So
And other people who may have deals in the works with them that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the
potential partnerships as well. People who's like, all right, we might consider something, but let's see how this whole Beyonce thing goes.
Right. I think the Jamie Foxx stand up is live also. That's coming up
Oh,
in
yeah.
like 2 weeks, a week and a half from now.
Yeah.
I think that's live as well. So they have a lot of
I mean, Jamie Foxx would be fine.
No, I think Jamie Foxx will be fine. I'm just saying they have a lot of balls in the air. They have a lot invested in this live thing, whether it's a smaller act or it's Beyonce and the NFL. You know what I mean? So
yes,
there's a lot riding on this, big and small, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm curious to see how it goes. I would love to tune in to watch Beyonce on Christmas Day.
Right.
Christmas is one of those days where it's just real chill. I don't really ever have too much to do on Christmas. Oh, gingerbread house competition. I might make it to.
I'm sure you guys will make it happen.
I have to defend my title.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. This has been Weeknights. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.